Hello everybody, welcome back to another Space Marine 2 video. So in this video guys, I want to be covering, well not covering, but quickly breaking down the community update from Saber. So as they say here, that this covers the Chaos Spawn, Black Templars and the PvP mode, which is all pretty much covered in this. I mean, what is this chestplate? It looks insane. I love it. Honestly, if I can get my hands on this day one and it's like an actual thing, I'm really hoping that I can make some sort of crazy stuff out of this. So yeah, very much a big fan of that. We looked at the roadmap on Thursday when I was supposed to make this video on Friday. Been losing track of time, a bit of a side project I've got going on. So yeah, this September 4th is the update. Insane, that's literally next week. I think it's next Thursday, funnily enough. Chaos customization looks insane. The wings and the horns and the skulls. Oh, I can't get enough of it. And you know, the new game mode looks insane. You know, the new Dreadnought game mode, and Chaos v Chaos is actually pretty accurate. So it's like, you know, warbands are fighting each other in the warp all the time, aren't they? So, you know, and then there's this thing, stratagems. What is going on? So I'm going to quickly break down the game mode first, the brand new PvP. So two teams of Chaos will fight to control strategic areas, but take control of a Hellbrute. So I read this just before I started recording this video, and it's basically domination, but if somebody successfully captures the point, they get the Hellbrute, and then you've got the other team has to then kill the Hellbrute for then the next point to be available. So it sounds like a pretty fun game mode. It's certainly unique, and in a sense of Space Marine 1 had a similar game mode, but I think both teams had Dreadnoughts. So that was Space Marines versus Heretic Space Marines, and that was certainly a bit different as well compared to this one. I think they are very similar, just this one's Chaos v Chaos instead. But yeah, he gets a Thunder Hammer and a massive Plasma Cannon, which is the default for the Hellbrute in Space Marine 2. I'm just glad it's, you know, something as crazy as playing as it. I will be making a video on the game mode when it comes out, and you know, I'm very excited for it, and I'm still looking forward to having a go as the Hellbrute. So, stratagems. This is something insane. You can see here, that's certainly something unique. The helmet, the Space Wolf Champion armor, interesting. New bolter with loads of stuff all over it. That looks really cool. Obviously a power axe there. It's got spikes in it. Oh, I love it. So, stratagems are a completely new PvE mode. Unlike classic operations, there are only two difficulty modes, normal and hard, which makes this new mod different. Hold on, I can't read apparently. Makes this new game mode different are the various. Okay, yeah, I get it now. The various battlefield conditions, which will change every day and week, and make each operation completely different from what you're used to. Battlefield conditions can either help or hinder your progress. Upon successful completion, you'll receive a new currency called accolades, which can be exchanged for new valuable rewards. Interesting. So by the sounds of it, they are just like, it's like a raid almost, and they're changed every day / week, which is pretty interesting. You get different conditions, like modifiers, which is actually kind of cool. Summoner, and every uninterrupted call from reinforcements summons an extremist enemy. Where you're aiming at, friendly fire. Cadia stands spawns random guardsmen all over the level, and then hunted, an unkillable lictor that constantly chases you, and if you do enough damage, it will just disappear. Now, I've got a theory about this unkillable lictor. I think it was accidentally added to the Horde mode when it initially released, and everybody's saying, oh my god, this lictor's ruining the game. I think this is the lictor that they accidentally added to the harder side. When you get to the higher Horde mod waves, I do think this lictor was accidentally being spawned, and it didn't have the the code to be like, I need to go now. I'm quote unquote scared off, you know. So that's why it just stayed there and consistently attacked you. And there's many others that you have to discover for yourself, which is pretty interesting. New PvP and PvE maps. Operation Vortex, interesting. The Astropath relay has once again fallen silent. Investigate and cleanse the relay of any lingering heretical presence. This map has a special unique boss, the Mutalith Vortex Beast. Now this is probably where you're getting all your like your health, like demon spawn. I know, why did I say hell spawn? Like your demons spawning in and stuff like that, and your, you know, crazy stuff happening. We don't want to spoil too much. We'll have to wait. Okay, so you gotta wait just to find out. Eternal War Mode Bridge. So is this on loop just in case? Yes, it is. Let's have a look at this quick one. So this map looks interesting. Nothing too crazy. It just looks like a bridge. You know, if it's just one long map like the rest of them, then, you know, it's good. I mean, it's got its own personality, I suppose, but it looks okay. I'm not really a big PvP player if it's not obvious. New weapon, of course, the power axe. Like sadly there's no audio for this, but the animations just look insane. And you know, like do you see that parry? He like swung the axe around his head. If you just watch that again, let's just look at the parry real quick. Just spins it round his head. That is insane. I absolutely love that. And of course, there's these new heroic weapon variants which look insane. So you've got, of course, you've got Xenophase and you've got your Combi Melter. Okay, so it's a heroic version of the bolt rifle and a heroic version of the power sword, which looks kind of cool. I'm really interested in how they work. You know, I'm assuming that's the underbarrel and that's the melter. Of course, this is just a power sword. I really hope they've changed the color of the like the electric. Like it's a green electric. That'd be really cool. Then of course here's your chaos spawn. That one wasn't shown off in the trailer. Look at it. Massive spikes coming off it. That's crazy. Of course that one was shown, but this guy wasn't shown. That's pretty interesting. So here's another thing that they've added. It's called the Refinement and Redemption Shop. So this is basically you get your points. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, requisition points and armory data. You can basically trade them in for these data refinement points, and you'll be able to buy all the previously lost, in quotation marks, chest plates and weapon skins, basically. So of course you've got the breastplate with the 3 skulls. You've got the iron halo from secret level, stuff like that. I think it's pretty good, and I'm really hoping that they do add a couple more things. Of course, you've got Sergeant Mataras. God, Mataras. Anyway, Mataras's chest plate to get in there as well. I really hope that's in there too. And of course, you've got your wonderful, wonderful Black Templar with his iconic shield, his crazy iron halo looking thing, with like the Mark II helmet. That was like it's closest thing we get to the Mark II helmet, I think. And of course, there's like a Mark II-esque shin pad there. Crazy stuff. Crazy shield, spot on sword, and just I think it's all really well made. I think it's probably the coolest champion to date. I mean, when the Dark Angels one dropped, I was like, oh my god, that is awesome. But as soon as I've seen this is probably the most unique one out of all of the champions, and I'm really glad that they've gone out of their way to make this. I mean, the Space Wolf one's pretty unique, but the helmet was it's a defined taste. You know, you've got to really like the Space Wolf to like that helmet. My god. So yeah, then you've got this new, that was like concept art almost. That's crazy. But I love this new helmet. I hope we get a version without the skull, so we can just get another Oculus helmet. That'd be awesome. and of course this crazy chest plate. I think that's really cool. Bit of a something hanging on the chain there. Brand new Adonian shoulder piece, and of course a shoulder with a shield finally on the other side, which is very much appreciated. I hope we can change these few bits. I mean, you probably could just, I mean, you've got a big purity seal with a fist on as well. Oof. Okay, so I really wish I just kept to these Aquillas. Oh well. But yeah, this helmet looks really cool, and I'm very much a big fan of it. This whole ordeal. I just really hope we get a version without the fist. That'd be even better. And of course, yeah, this didn't work last time when I tried testing it. Anyway, let's just get into the champion skin customization. Now, this is another huge update for the customization, and you know, this is a good example of the type of customization we're going to be able to do. So, for example, if you look here, they've got the Dark Angels helmet, of course, but then this down here, I think it says it in the description. Yeah, and then you could mix it with the Imperial Fist pauldrons, for example. Yeah, so what they've gone for here is just a basic setup for the Dark Angel, like a Dark Angel's champion assault. I think it looks really good, and I think they've done a great job. I just hope they've put the little jet boosters on the back, because I remember when they released the I think it's a Space Wolves customization stuff, it was missing the little little jetpacks on the boots. So we won't be hearing about the Tech Marine till early 2026. Yeah, that's it. It's not great. So, but here's another thing. The Ultramarines Champion Pack has been gatekeeped for the last 12 months, and I'm glad that they finally brought it back and you can just buy it now. They've been pretty much gatekeeping this stuff since the game came out. I mean, I'm glad that they're finally releasing it, and you know, everyone has a chance to actually buy the pack now and rock this. I mean, it was a pretty good first champion pack to say. Well, the first ever champion we got, it was a pretty good one. I'm really glad that they released it, and of course they've done a community survey where they just want to ask questions about your experience with Space Marine 2, and you know, I think I put my responses in, and I asked for a lot more pre-heresy type stuff. So anyway, and of course, poll results of a contested health thing. Interesting. I didn't even, you know, I'm assuming they did something here. So yeah, and I think people were against. Yeah, see, people are very much against it, but of course, if it's a democracy, they're probably going to go with the fact that people don't want it changed, and of course, anyway, yeah, it is a very touchy subject, I think, with contested health. I think if people got it like they did with Space Marine 1, I think the game would get a lot easier, but at the same time, I personally like the challenge of, oh crap, I need to get my health back. I'm glad there's even an option to get my health back, and you know, it's a different system from Space Marine 1. It's different game in many ways from Space Marine 1. So you've just got to think, I'm just saying, I do personally prefer the current build of contested health. If they do intend on changing it, then it is what it is, and I'll just suck it up and keep playing. But yeah, that is about it for contested health. So, but yeah, anyway, more important things. Twitch drops. Finally, they're finally bringing this in. A pretty interesting skin for the Power Axe. Don't know how to feel about that. And of course, this quirky little thing, I've seen a few funny little edits where they've moved the skulls to here and here, and you know, that's a whole different conversation, but I think it's a pretty cool chest plate. The bolts here and here, this gold trim. I do really hope it's not just for the assault though, and it's for most of the classes. And of course you've got your Victrix guard, like Aquila slash General Aquila. I'm very much going to be using this and this. Funnily enough, I'm probably going to make this my like Iron Warrior chestplate. I think that'd be really cool. And then this, maybe, I don't know, make a Malum Kaido type character out of that. And yeah, that is about it for this month. I think I've been yapping on for 15 minutes now. This has probably gone on longer than my usual videos where I just read through this in a very dull way, but I feel like if I speak to you guys a bit more and just cover the the main pointers of this community update, then I think it's a bit more engaging for you guys. So yeah, if you did like this video, please leave a like. If you didn't like it, leave a dislike. I do not mind. Leave a comment on what you think of all this new stuff coming to the game. I'm very much excited for these two weapons, the new enemies, and this just awesome new cosmetics. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Please do subscribe to keep up to date on everything Space Marine 2 news and modding news slash reviews. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.